This is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and we're going to take a look at some of the tickers in the energy sector. Okay, let's take a look first at WTIC. This is from the video last night, and yeah, this was this is the same chart from last night. And remember, we were looking at the descending resistance line and the ascending support line. The candles had come to a flex point, and we were looking for a breakout above the ascending resistance line. And so check it out, it finally happened today. That was a huge move. We were looking for to the upside for 54 to be the top, and notice it hit 54 and then pulled back, and notice how that was a prior resistance level. That is the top of the sideways trending channel. And so now we want to see a break above 54. If 54 can break, it could break out higher. Failed to break 54, which is the top of the channel, and then it might pull back down to this 50-day simple moving average in the lower Bollinger Band. Okay, so this is a really good move above the descending resistance line. 54 is the top of the channel, so a break above that, a close above would be bullish. Keep an eye on MACD. You want to see a MACD bullish crossover on the 1226.9 like it happened on the 813 and 5. Okay, let's look at LGCY. If you look at LGCY, this is a stock that we've been following, and it's had a nice breakout today. Notice it's a similar pattern to the WTIC. It's been in a sideways trending channel, and then today there was a break above resistance. The December 5th close was the key level to break, and so that close above that is signaling more upside potential. And so it hit the high of day on that day. That's going to be the key level to break right about 275. If you look here, there was this giant volume bar behind the move today, so there's big money behind the move. That's always good. And notice there was a bullish crossover on MACD on both time frames, so that is signaling potentially the start of a new run higher. We want to see a bullish crossover on ADX with plus DI minus DI. Notice that Fasto did close above 80, and RSI is in the bull zone. Okay, if you look here at LGCY on the weekly chart, this is a weekly chart. Each candle represents a week of trading. Notice there's still some juice to run on RSI. Fasto is at overbought levels at 95 here. You don't want to see a bearish crossover on ADX. If you look here, what's going on is the jar is being filled back to this 3 resistance level, which was the high close back here in April. And so we're thinking that's the next target. If it can break 3, then that's going to put this 100-day simple moving average in 396 on deck. This is a really nice uptrend. As long as the candles keep riding the EMA's 4 and 8 support higher, the uptrend should continue. The uptrend started when this middle Bollinger Band and 50-day moving average broke, and it turned into support. Notice that there is a bullish volume spike down here, and that was the big load. So always good when there's a load. Nice crossover on MACD. Okay, let's look at the GLF chart here. GLF here is in the it has a really nice move today. So this was great. Congrats to everybody that caught the last video, because we just had this featured in a couple of our recent videos, and this has turned into a really big winner. So congrats everyone. Notice that RSI is in the 50 to 70 bull zone, so it still has some room to run until overbought levels. Fasto did close at 100, so that is extreme, extreme level. And the reason why it closed at 100 is because if you look at today's candle, notice how there's no wick on the top and there's no wick on the bottom of the candle. The first trade of the day was low of day, and the last trade of day was high of day. That's maximum bullishness. That is a white full Maru Bozu candle, which is a Japanese candle, which candlestick, which represents extreme bullishness. And notice there was a close above the upper Bollinger Band as well. So it came up and it hit our next target up here, and we were looking for, if you caught yesterday's video, the reason why I made the video, first we made the first video after Friday on the 20th, when there was this setup because it closed above EMA's 4 and 8. Notice how I was riding EMA's 4 resistance lower. The close above was our signal that it was in play. And then we made an update video yesterday because it had formed this small candle right below the 50 and the 50-day moving average and the middle Bollinger Band, and we were looking for a break above that level, and we were thinking that could happen today, and it did, and it happened on a gap up open. You know, there was some good news today about 2 new vessels, and so the stock really got running. there was a parabolic SAR bull flip, and so with the close above the upper Bollinger Band, the candles might need to work back in the bands before they head higher. But with this big volume spike, and the good news, there is a chance that this could keep pushing higher because the RSI is looking good, and this could be the start of a strong new uptrend. 215 is going to be the next key level to break. If it can get above that, that's 230. These are the high closes. If it can get above 240, 245, it could really get going. And what you want to see on a pullback is you want to see the middle Bollinger Band hold and this 100-day moving average, and we want to see this new uptrend begin. Notice that there was a bullish crossover on MACD on both time frames, and this chart was actually made during the trading day, and I posted this, so it hasn't been updated. So yeah, so let's check out the what we do is we check out the weekly chart when stocks are breaking out. And so on the weekly chart here, you could see RSI is just breaking 50. So there's a lot of room to run on the weekly chart until overbought levels. And Fasto still isn't overbought at 75. There was a nice bullish crossover on ADX with plus DI crossing minus DI to the upside. And then there was this really good move above the middle Bollinger Band this week. And so this candle will not set until the closing bell on Friday. But what we want to see is a new uptrend begin, and then a possible run up to this 50 moving average up here at 310. That's going to be the next target on this chart, as long as the middle Bollinger Band support holds. There is a big volume bar here. Notice the big volume in December. That looks like the load, people loading before the run. And so we've got a crossover on both the MACDs. So the weekly chart is looking good for a push higher. It is right now above the upper Bollinger Band, and in the past that has been resistance. So it's going to need to be able to break through that with RSI and Fasto showing room to run. It should be able to. So we'll see what happens. The key is to hold the middle Bollinger Band and get a new uptrend going. Okay, now let's look at CRK. CRK here is another stock that made a breakout today. Both RSI and Fasto are now at overbought levels and in the power zone. There was a huge bullish crossover on ADX and crossing minus DI to the upside yesterday, and then it just went parabolic today. And then here you can see the sideways channel, and then a breakout above the high close resistance on December 5th, and then that's signaling more upside potential. There was a parabolic SAR bull flip. Notice that there was this giant volume spike. There's huge money behind this move. If you look here, there were bullish crossovers on both time frames. So that's signaling with that, along with the parabolic SAR bullish flip, that there's a possible new uptrend starting. If the candles do pull back, what you want to do is you want to see this 1120 turn into support. You want to see that to be the next support level to push off of, and that is lined up with the EMA4. EMA4 is always the key level to hold for very strong stocks. Since CRK is running and breaking out, let's take a look at the weekly chart. What is the weekly chart showing us? It's showing us this really nice move above the 100-week moving average here. If you look here, look at the candles. We're riding across this resistance line here, and then they finally have broken above that. This is the gold line here, and then I drew the red line across it just to show how the candles were hitting it. And now there's a break above. If this 100 moving average can turn into support, then there could be a run up here to fill the jar back up to these prior resistance levels. First, it's going to have to get past this 13 to 14 zone. And then if it could do that, it has potential to run back up to this 18 to 20, which is back here in September of 2015. It's filling the jar, it looks like, back up to 20. And notice there's big volume down here at the bottom. That looks like people were loading. People that had time, that could sit, that had patience, that weren't day traders. It looks like they filled up at the bottom here. Notice how there's this, yeah, so anyway, so I won't get too in detail with that. But yeah, there's a nice bullish spike this week, and that signals that there's more upside potential. MACD is pinched on both time frames, and so we really want to see the MACD line pulling away from the signal line to the upside. Okay, there was a bullish crossover on ADX here, and so that's another signal that this weekly chart is heating up. Once again, if it pulls back into the bands, you just want to see that EMA4 support level hold at 111. Okay, there is a little more juice to run on RSI, but as you can see on Fasto, when it's hit this level in the past, this has been where it's pulled back. If you look down here, you'll see like it hit the 90 level, and then red candles formed, hit the 90 level on this candle, red candles formed, 90 red candles. So we'll see if that pattern continues or if it can have a bullish change in trend. And then let's take a look at ENRJ. Okay, this is another stock that was breaking out today. This is another one we've been following. RSI and Fasto are at overbought levels. Notice how Fasto hit above and then pulled back, hit above and pulled back, and then RSI did the same thing. This is telling you that it has a hard time heading higher in the overbought power zone. So it remains to be seen if it can keep pushing at these high levels. This is another fill the jar play where it made a low down here in November, and then now it's working its way back up to the August resistance levels. And for this stock, it's just above 60 is going to be the key level to break. If it can get through this 60 resistance zone, it has a chance to run back to that 75 to 80. If it fails to break through resistance, then it could pull back down into this EMA 4 at 497. That is the key level to hold on a pullback. Notice that this is a very strong uptrend. It's pushing really hard right now. This is a thinly traded stock, so it's easy to make big moves. But and that works in your favor on the upside, but it can work at your disadvantage on the downside. So always be very careful trading thinly traded stocks. Notice that MACD down here is very vertical. Notice that trajectory is straight up. It's like a double black diamond. So that's telling you that that's an unsustainable move. When it gets really steep like that, it's hard to maintain that. So at some point, it's got to curve over. So we'll see what happens. This could be the peak for this. It might keep pushing higher. There's not a lot of juice in the tank. All right. So what we want to do, since this is struggling with, or not struggling, but since it's since it's really pushing hard, we want to watch this 15-minute chart as opposed to the weekly chart. We're looking at the 15-minute chart, and each candle on this represents 15 minutes of trading. And as you can see here, it needs to break this 59 close. 59 to 60 is the big level. If it fails to break that early tomorrow, it could end up breaking the middle Bollinger Band support and dropping down to the 50-day moving average. If it fails to hold the 50, it could drop down to the 100. So we really want to see this middle Bollinger Band hold. Notice how the middle Bollinger Band has been holding the whole way. As long as candles are forming above the middle Bollinger Band, then the uptrend is intact. If it turns into resistance, then it signals downside risk. Notice there was some really big volume at the open today. So notice that this is a very thinly traded stock, like I said. And look at the bullish crossovers down here on MACD. They are signaling that it could possibly be heating back up. Okay, now let's look at GST. GST is a stock that has a very strong uptrend going. It had a nice day today. It's on a 3-day run. Notice that RSI and Fasto are now at overbought levels. There was a bullish crossover here on plus DI. Today's candle did form above the upper Bollinger Band. Many times that signals the candles are getting frothy, and the chart's getting frothy, and the candles might have to work back into the bands, kind of similar like on this candle here and this candle back here. And so the nice thing about this channel here is if it does pull back, it's likely to bounce, continue higher. Look for EMA 4 at 167 as the first support level. On an eventual big pullback, always look for the middle Bollinger Band. Notice how previously the middle Bollinger Band keeps holding. It spikes and then bounces off the middle Bollinger Band, bounces off the middle Bollinger Band, and then this time when it broke the middle Bollinger Band, it bounced off the 50 and the 100. So this, as long as this pattern continues and it keeps making higher highs and higher lows, this is a really good swing trade chart. Okay, so notice down here that there was a crossover on MACD on both time frames, so that's signaling the chart is heating up. It's got this volume spike. Notice how the 2 previous days were lower. Many times you'll get like a climax spike when it's pushing too hard, and so we'll see if that remains to be seen today. The upper wick does show some profit taking. Let's look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart is showing us the resistance level to break. The resistance level to break is 2 right here at right here on the weekly chart. We've got 2, which is the close in April. So this high close in April is going to be the key level to break. And the nice move here, just like CRK, is the move above the 100-week moving average. That is very bullish. So we're thinking if it can close above that level and turn that level into support, it can keep pushing higher. This shows that nice uptrend. This is a good strong chart. As long as candles are riding above this middle Bollinger Band and they keep breaking the moving averages, the signal is to keep riding for a swing trade. Okay, thanks for viewing these charts. If you like these charts and the technical analysis, please check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com. We also do have teach during the day in our chat, so if you'd like to have a live teaching experience, please check us out in our chat. All right, thank you very much.